Airbnb transformed the travel industry in less than 10 years. It provides a worldwide online platform to connect guests with private room and home rentals. Founded in 2008, the company is now valued at more than $30 billion. It features more than 3 million listings around the world. Airbnb is now expanding to include online restaurant reservations and local sightseeing opportunities called experiences. The company is announcing more than 150 new experiences today in New York City. Brian Chesky is co-founder and CEO of Airbnb. Brian, good morning.
Well, thank you for having me again.
So explain what experiences is and how that essentially complements your current business model.
We realize that when people travel, they want to have a great experience. And so we realized, what if we can empower local people, including local New Yorkers, to share a 2 to 3 hour guided activity, from beekeeping on a roof to horseback riding in Queens to a concert in someone's living room. Basically, if you have a passion, you could share it with another person. And we think that when you travel, rather than just going to see a site, you could actually have a really cool experience.
First of all, who knew there was horseback riding in Queens?
No, and I'm thinking
I didn't know either.
Beekeeping. So you weren't satisfied, Mr. Chesky, just having a hugely successful company.
Yeah, well,
you decided we wanted to take it to the next level.
Well, our company took us here. So our community did. Our community, we have 4 million homes, and we have millions of hosts, and they were offering their homes, but they started coming to us and say, we'd like to offer more. And we said, well, more like what?
Yeah.
And they said, well, you know, some people said I would give people a tour of the city, or I'll make them dinner. And before we knew it, their imaginations kind of showed us a path forward.
So they provided all the experiences? In other words, you didn't go out seeking the experiences?
No. Primarily, people just came to us. We have tens of thousands of people who came to us and applied and said, we want to offer experiences for people. Somebody might be a cook, and they say, I want to be able to create food in someone's home. We have a guy named Dave in Seattle, and he has a wolf conservation. And he said, I would like to give people a tour of woods, and I have these wolves, and you can hike with the wolves. Well, Dave is now making $200,000 a year hiking with wolves. So this is actually an amazing opportunity economically.
But don't you think this is fascinating that people came to you and said, we want to do more?
Yes.
When I did Airbnb in St. Bart's, the owner had left champagne and left all these instructions, and I was amazed by their hospitality for total strangers.
I think our community kind of proved a lot of people wrong, that people are fundamentally really, really kind. Because when we had this idea, people said this will never work. Strangers will never stay in another stranger's home. And I totally get why people said that. But 200 million people later, I think it's pretty clear that people not only want to connect with others, they want to share more than just their home. They want to share great experiences.
Let's talk about the expansion of B&B, Airbnb. How are you doing in China? How are you doing in terms of international expansion?
China's going really well. We are, as far as we can tell, the largest home sharing company in all of China, and we have nearly 100,000 homes in China. And we've had millions of people in China use Airbnb all over the world.
Chinese competitors?
We have a couple Chinese competitors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because Uber had a difficult experience, as you know, which is...
I think it was a little, absolutely, and a lot of American companies have struggled in China. I think one difference in Airbnb is we're a travel company. And so if a person in China wants to travel around the world and they want to stay in a home in Paris, they're not going to use a Chinese website. And so you would call it an international network effect. Our global community has given us, I think, a leg up.
Mm-hmm. You really do, though, Brian, seem to be on top of things. There was a big, not big controversy, but a little kerfluffle about Airbnb while black. And you hired Eric Holder to look into that. And then when white supremacists wanted to rent their apartments, you stepped in about that. Talk about that from your point of view, what you're trying to do.
Well, about 1.5 years ago, we started noticing discrimination on our platform, and this is something that is in opposition of our mission. Our platform only works and people accept each other. So we hired Eric Holder, and he helped us create a non-discrimination policy. And now when you sign up for Airbnb, you have to sign a community commitment that says that you will not discriminate against people, including allowing people of all backgrounds in your home. Well, we noticed that white nationalists were attempting to use our site for one of the major rallies, and we prevented them from using our site. And of course, that created some backlash from those groups, but you obviously have to stand up for what you believe in.
Another reason why your mom and dad, who are here today, are very proud, because your mom said, she was telling me that they thought it was off the wall when they heard this idea.
They thought you were crazy.
Your dad's praising you for the guts to do it. They thought you were going to work in art, and here you are.
Here I am.
Different kind of art. Congrats to your
Thank you very much.
Huge.
Thank you.
Brian Chesky, always good to have you at the table.